Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a vinyl update, where I let you guys know the records that have just made it into this sweet-ass record collection over here that gets fatter and fatter with every goddamn vinyl video. We do these videos raw, typically, so not a whole lot of editing, and a whole lot of bullshitting instead. So, I have, maybe 10 or so records to get through over here. A couple shout outs to do. The first shout out I want to do is to the good people over at Vinyl Me Please, a fantastic Record of the Month club where they send to your door a fantastic exclusive pressing of a great record every month. They also give you access to a really great exclusive vinyl store where they have limited edition copies of many fantastic albums. And you also, with the records they send you in the mail, you get some 12-inch art and a lot of cool swag. Swaggerific swagness. So, alright, this record came from them. So, again, I gotta give them a shout out. Earl Sweatshirts, I don't like shit, I don't go outside. I know you guys have seen my review of this thing, and it was pretty, I liked the record a little bit during my review. However, giving a listen to the vinyl, the production is a little heavier, and I think a little more flavorful. The bass has more presence, and I like that a lot. I think it actually has made this record a little more appealing to me. So, maybe with a few more listens of this thing, I'll come around on it a little bit. But this is a very nice kind of clear vinyl with a blue tint to it and a few kind of blue splatters in there. I had another copy as well that I gave away for a giveaway too, which was really cool. But, very minimal, cool packaging. I actually like this cover more than I do the original digital cover of the project. Here we have, credits, big liner notes, a few ominous pictures over here thrown onto the other side of the sleeve. But it's a cool little straightforward vinyl package with a nice, cool color. I don't recall having any sort of light blue tinted clear vinyl with blue splatter, so, this is a cool little addition to the collection. All right, moving on. I have a bunch of records here from... Actually, let me get into this record first. This record got passed me by a buddy of mine over at Old English Spelling Bee Records. The band's name is Duck, and the record is called Worm Vacation. And this is an interesting little album. This record is very much a jazz album. Okay, so if you're into jazz, you're going to want to check this thing out, but it's kind of like, it's got a bit of an old-timey jazz feel to it, like, some swing or some ragtime. Very cartoony, very nutty, very off the wall, but it's got kind of a modern, contemporary eccentricity and kind of experimental edge to it. Like, it's sort of like if the high school jazz band was really cool and into Tom Waits and Captain Beefheart and stuff like that. They're very nerdy high school jazz dudes who only listen to like pre-war jazz, and that's the only kind of jazz they want to play, but simultaneously they're like really big into Beefheart or something like that. So it's a weird record. It's an odd record. At times painfully nerdy, but it is a cool little LP. So Duck, Worm Vacation. Got to give them a shout out. This was an interesting listen for sure. And I'm wondering if I got to do another shout out over here. Looking. Okay, also this came from another source over here. This is a cool little compilation. I have not given this a spin yet, but I'm pretty excited to. It's a various artist compilation. Features a lot of hard, heavy, punky, noisy, extreme underground rock bands like U-Men, Unsane, Today is the Day. We have Rocket from the Crypt over here, Jesus Lizard, Jawbox. We have Helmet, Dwarves, Melvins, Mudhoney. There's a lot of good names on here. Let's see, Supernova is on here. Boredoms is on here, and a lot of others as well. I'm not going to list every single one of them, but this is a various artist compilation. Dope, Guns, and Fucking in the Streets. And this is volumes 1 through 11. This, I guess, was a compilation series that came out along with a zine way back in the day. And looks like 1111 Washington Avenue. Let's see. Amphetamine Reptile Records is essentially the label that it's on over here. Really amazing logo. And it's a 3 LP set. Yeah, they just have all the artists listed over here too. I'm just like, looking at this cover art. It's super involved. And there's like, a little story in here that I read about this compilation series. And again, it's 3 LPs, and one of them's white. Okay, you got a white record over here. One of them's milky white. One of them's red, and one of them's black. So essentially, you're getting all the colors of the album cover art itself on the vinyl records. And you open it up, you kind of get a backstory, you get the full album list, the full song list. So, and you're getting like all these pictures at the top over here of the compilation series. On the front, we have obviously a picture of a bullet, and with the other compilation pictures, we have other bullets, needles, syringes, condoms. So volume 9, volume 10, volume 11, 6, 5, 4. So yeah, it's a cool little compilation. Again, I've not listened to it yet, but a lot of bands that I think are fantastic are on this thing. So it's going to be cool to sort of hear them all on this one album compilation. Various artist compilations are cool like this. This is how back in the day you got turned on to shit. You didn't have like some music streaming service algorithm telling you, oh, if you like band X, you'll like band Y. This is how we did it back in the day. You had to buy a various artist comp, and hopefully, the Melvins or the Boredoms or whatever fucking band you like was on a compilation with a bunch of other cool ass bands that were also noisy and also crazy too. This is how you found out about shit back in the day. This is how interesting, this is how scenes sort of celebrated themselves sometimes, or, just kind of, chunks of the musical underground would sort of convene and come up with these compilations and, hopefully share in some fans. So there you go. Dope, guns, and fucking in the streets. I'm going to work as hard as I can to say that album title as many times as possible before this video's over. All right, all these other records come from a really awesome dude over at Sony's Red Distribution. He's like, hey man, I got a bunch of records laying around. Do you want some records? And I was like, yeah, sure. So he sends me this. Mark Mothersbaugh, frontman of Devo, and the little EP over here is titled Myopia. And this came out last year. It slipped by me. It's got 6 tracks on it, and I've been giving it a listen. It's totally off the fucking wall, and it's a bunch of weird electronic music. I think fans of Dan Deacon might be into it a little bit. Crazy, whacked out beats with a lot of strange vocals and effects over it. Wonderful piss yellow vinyl over here. Gotta love that. So it's a cool little EP. If you're into some whacked out electronic music, if you want to hear something super kooky and maybe bordering on obnoxious, but entertaining all the same. Mark Mothersbaugh with Myopia. Moving on from there, I got a vinyl copy of not my favorite, but a certainly decent Spiritualized album, Laser Guided Melodies over here. It's a double LP set, 2 black records. Nothing really too fancy about it other than the pressings of the records over here are super fat. I think they're probably 180 gram. Very, very heavy pressing over here. And it's not a gatefold or anything like that. You just kind of get these little different pieces of art colors with these very eerie, wiggly figures over here. And you have a little bit of a, I guess, thank you, liner note message action over here. No, it's like a quote. Liner notes are on the back. So there you go. But, having this record on vinyl will give me the chance to maybe give it another listen and sort of, maybe it'll grow on me a little bit. I have a little red label over here of Mobb Deep's The Infamous. So, kind of like a, DJ copy, red label over here. Obviously the cover art is not here. Nothing really too fancy about it. Black records, white sleeves, 2 albums, you know, two 12-inch LPs sort of tossed into a black sleeve. But, you know, it's a cool, it's cool. I mean, it's an essential hip-hop album to have all the same. Doesn't really matter if the cover's not there. Of course, another classic piece of New York hip-hop over here. I've done a classic review of this. You guys should be well aware and, well in love with this album over here, Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers. If you consider yourself a hip-hop fan, or I guess a fan of modern music in general, and you do not know and you have not heard this album, please do make the time to listen to this album. Red label, white sleeve, black record, you know, nothing too fancy schmancy about it. And I already have this thing on CD, but I just figured it's a cool album to have on vinyl as well. When the opportunity comes to, you know, sort of bring that record somewhere, you know, I definitely will. Also, really awesome record that I already have and love but don't own on vinyl. So I was like, hell yeah, send me that shit. The Strokes, This Is It. What? Oh no, Is This It? Shit. Fucked that up because I'm an idiot. Can't remember shit. You know, I love these albums, and I'm just so terrible with track titles and album titles, but you guys already know that, because I say that shit wrong all the time in my reviews. Ugh. So, you know, it's nothing personal. You know, it doesn't mean I don't care about your record. It doesn't mean I didn't listen to your record. Even albums that are some of my favorite albums of all time, I can't remember their fucking titles. So there you go. Let's say it one more time, since we're already swearing. Dope, guns, and fucking in the streets. So, yeah, black records over here. Beep, beep, beep. With the wonderful little Strokes logo over here on the label. Side A, side B is labeled, but, you know, I don't know. I wish we had the song titles on the label. That would have been nice, you know? I mean, though the logo is cool. I didn't even know this. I didn't even know. Wait, what's going on here? Wait, what's going on here? What's happening here? What is happening here? What is going on here? Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Something's going on here. Something's going on here. Something's happening here. I'm confused. I'm confused. Educate me. Educate me over here. I'm confused. I know, you guys are like thinking, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? So there's one record over here. It's a black record, and it's just like side A, side B. It's pretty thick pressing, and there you go. So, you know, nothing really to it other than that. But there's another record here. I just thought it was like, you know, I just thought it was the same album split across 2 records. Now we have another record over here. It's slightly thinner, and it's side A, side B, and it's half blue and half orange. What the hell is going on here? Okay, sorry about that. Wasn't expecting to be surprised like that. This is the same album. This is This Is This It? But it's just kind of another copy of it. But it's blue and orange, and I'm not sure if that was intentional to be sent that, which is cool. However, and not saying that this is going to be the case for any copy of this that people find. This seems, I was putting this on the record player, and this seemed a little warped. The needle was kind of bouncing up and down again and again and again at one particular part of the record as it was kind of spinning around and around. However, this very heavy pressing of this album seems completely solid, so I don't know, can't complain. I guess I just have an orange and blue Strokes album now. A few more things to get to. This next record over here, really cool, picture disc of this wonderful Manic Street Preachers album, The Holy Bible. This looks like, I guess, the 20th anniversary, I guess, of the album. Really cool. Really cool. A fan of the show was gracious enough to pass me a CD copy of this record a long time ago, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to be doing much playing of this. I will most likely just kind of keep it in the sleeve, you know. It's rare that I do that, but yeah, I think that's probably going to be the case with this one. So cool. Picture disc. But if you're looking for a really nice alternative rock album that countless bands have ripped off mercilessly. Manic Street Preachers, The Holy Bye 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 Bye. This last one is a record that I was debating on opening, and I did open it. I instantly regretted it. However, I guess it'll be cool to show you guys the contents of this. It is a honest-to-God double LP, gatefold, vinyl copy of Meow The Jewels. Yes, Meow The Jewels. What? 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 And on the other side of this thing are the little cat paws. And these are furry. This is fur. This is fur here. I mean, hopefully not real fur. God, please don't let it be real fur. I don't think it is. It feels synthetic. But yes, these are furry. These are furry little things over here. Why? Now this is part of the reason I regretted opening this thing. So you pull the sleeve out, and it's just this big, this is a little much. This big ugly wall of fur, just like on the cover of the sleeve, and it's getting everywhere, and it's just ugh. I mean, I guess if I have OCD about anything, it's this, about weird dust and fur getting everywhere, and it's kind of stitched into the cardboard cover. Or glued onto it or something. Yeah, I guess it's glued onto it. So yeah, that's kind of the sleeve there. On the other side, we have just the song titles, little credits on here. No song titles, some remix credits, and we have Twitter sort of links and all that. There's a very cool sleeve. Killer Mike and LP as cats hanging in that muscle car. There's the liner notes right there on the inside, some bigger liner notes. And the two LPs themselves are this wonderfully hideous brown color that is just so delicious. Just so, I've never had an LP this color. So that makes, I've never had an LP that was hairy either. So I guess that's another kind of unique experience that this record brings to the table. So yeah, you basically have two LPs that are that wonderful shade of brown with some kind of black splattered in there. So very cool, very interesting, though. Just holding this in my hand, I could see like little microbes of fur and dust just like flying all around this thing and flying all around me. So now I'm going to try to find a big fat plastic sleeve to sort of throw this record in so it doesn't sort of gather dust and just kind of create a giant mess in my collection. But still very cool, very interesting, very unique packaging here for the Meow The Jewels remix album. I have to give Killer Mike and LP that for sure. So very awesome stuff. All right. That's the vinyl update for this month. We're going to have to leave it there. Again, shout out to my boys over at Vinyl Me Please. A link to their services down there in the description. All right. And again, shout out to Red Distribution for passing me a lot of those records. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you got turned on to some stuff that's that you haven't heard of before and you give it a try. And I think that's all I have to say. Transition. Vinyl, bobinal, banana, fana, faux, final, me, my, mo, minal, vinyl. Forever.